Prince William isn't just mad, he's done. The quiet, composed heir to the British throne has reportedly drawn a line in the sand. And if what insiders are saying is true, Harry and Meghan are standing right on the other side of it. After years of family drama, public interviews, a memoir that many in the royal circle consider a betrayal, and a recent UK visit that rubbed salt into old wounds, Prince William is now preparing what sources are calling a nuclear response. And when you hear what that means, you'll understand why Prince Harry is said to be bracing for impact. Let's start with what's allegedly on the table. When William becomes king, he's expected to permanently strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. Not just a slap on the wrist, not just keeping them out of palace events, but a full-on exile from the monarchy's official structure. No more Duke and Duchess of Sussex. No more His Royal Highness. Gone. Completely erased from the formal royal roster. According to reports from Radar Online, William has already made up his mind. There's no reunion, no last-minute family hug, no olive branch waiting on the other side of this feud. In his eyes, the damage is done. And it's personal. This isn't just about Harry walking away from the royal family. It's about what he said and did after leaving. The Oprah interview, the Spare memoir, the Netflix documentaries, the subtle jabs, the not-so-subtle jabs, and most importantly, the fallout they caused. One insider even claimed that William hasn't forgiven how much pain Catherine, the Princess of Wales, endured from the public scrutiny and emotional toll that followed Harry and Meghan's public statements, especially after Spare came out, where Harry detailed private family moments and painted his older brother as cold and cruel. William reportedly felt blindsided. And that recent UK trip, that didn't help. In fact, it might have pushed things even further. While many in the press celebrated Harry's visit to see King Charles, royal commentators weren't buying the heartwarming headlines. Some even suggested the entire thing was staged, paparazzi conveniently catching shots of Harry entering and exiting the palace like clockwork. Coincidence? Maybe, but Prince William wasn't there. Not even a handshake, not even a coffee. According to longtime royal observers, William deliberately avoided him. If he wanted to see his brother, he could have, but he didn't. That's telling. It's also no secret that William's been stepping into a more dominant role behind the scenes. As King Charles faces health issues, William's influence over family matters is growing stronger. One report described him as the new family disciplinarian, echoing the role once held by Prince Philip. If that's the case, then his word is starting to carry more weight, and that means the consequences he's planning for Harry and Meghan might already be in motion. But it's not just about punishment, it's about preservation. Prince William reportedly believes that Harry and Meghan's actions have damaged the monarchy's image, both at home and abroad. Their interviews painted the family as cold, even racist, while William and Catherine were left to weather the PR storm in silence. Royal experts believe William is determined to protect the crown's reputation. And if that means cutting off his own brother and sister-in-law to send a message, he's willing to do it, especially if he believes that they're still chasing media attention at the monarchy's expense. So yeah, nuclear might not be an exaggeration. It might be the perfect word. Because when Prince William takes the throne, he won't just be inheriting a title. He'll be inheriting the mess that came with it. And from everything we're hearing, he's planning to clean house, starting with Harry and Meghan.
William's silence has always been misunderstood. Where Harry speaks freely, William holds back. But behind that silence, there's strategy. And now, insiders say he's done waiting. One source described him as cold steel determined. Not angry, not emotional, just focused. And that focus is aimed, reports claim, he's already discussed with King Charles what actions will be taken once he becomes monarch. And it's clear there will be no royal safety net for the Sussexes under his rule. Insiders say the plan is twofold. First, the titles go. That alone sends a strong public message. They are no longer royal in any formal way. But the second move is even more severe. There's talk that William may push to revoke their Sussex dukedom entirely, not just the HRH styling. That would be a public and legal step, one that tells the entire world they're no longer tied to the monarchy. It would make clear that they are outsiders permanently. And this isn't just some distant hypothetical. According to multiple sources, the preparations are already underway. There's legal precedent, there are advisors already looking into the steps required to make it happen. It wouldn't just be symbolic, it would be official. In the UK, royal titles aren't just handed out like nicknames. They're formal, state-sanctioned honors. Stripping them away is a political move, not just a family decision. And Prince William reportedly understands that fully. What triggered this decisive stand? Many believe the tipping point was the memoir. Spare wasn't just a personal book. It was a direct assault on the royal family's internal code of silence. Harry didn't just talk about family tensions. He exposed deeply private moments, painted his brother as violent, and suggested a coldness that bordered on cruelty. For William, sources say it was the ultimate betrayal, the kind of betrayal that doesn't heal.
And while Harry claims his conscience is clear, the public and the palace don't necessarily agree. Remember the infamous Oprah interview? The one where Harry and Meghan insinuated that a senior royal questioned their son's skin color? That comment alone triggered a firestorm in the UK and abroad, with headlines branding the royals as racist. But here's what's important. Harry never corrected the narrative in real time. The couple allowed those headlines to spin out of control. It wasn't until much later during his book tour that Harry tried to soften the accusation, calling it unconscious bias. By then, the damage had already been done. That incident, according to royal observers, hit William especially hard. He was left to publicly defend the monarchy, issuing a rare statement to the press denying the allegations. He reportedly felt ambushed, forced into the public spotlight to clean up a mess he had no hand in creating, and that frustration has only grown with time. To make things worse, Harry's recent return to the UK seemed to double down on the performative aspect that William detests. Flanked by security, cameras, and a full media presence, Harry's brief visit to see King Charles looked more like a photo op than a private family reunion. And many believe it was exactly that. Staged, intentionally public, a move designed to suggest reconciliation where none exists. William, insiders say, saw right through it. He refused to meet his brother. He didn't even try. And when asked why, sources close to the palace made it clear. William has no interest in fake reunions or optics. He believes trust can't be rebuilt through cameras and carefully timed headlines. It has to be earned. And as far as he's concerned, Harry hasn't even tried. Royal insiders say Prince William's resolve has never been sharper. He's not driven by rage or revenge. It's duty, pure and simple. In his eyes, the monarchy is bigger than any one person, especially one who walked away only to lob grenades from the outside. That's why this isn't personal anymore. It's structural.
William is positioning himself not just as the future king, but as the guardian of the institution. And that institution, in his view, cannot afford another era of chaos driven by rogue royals playing victim in the spotlight. For William, the core issue isn't that Harry left, it's how he left, and how he's continued to frame himself as both insider and outsider, depending on what suits the moment. One minute, he's demanding privacy. The next, he's filming docuseries and publishing memoirs. To William, that duality is dishonest. He believes Harry wants all the perks of being royal without any of the responsibility. And that's not just a family problem. That's a constitutional one. Sources close to William describe a new level of decisiveness behind palace walls. He's reportedly already begun reshaping the royal inner circle, surrounding himself with trusted aides who understand the modern battlefield isn't fought with swords. It's fought with headlines, public perception, and narrative control. And make no mistake, William is fighting to take that control back. Because for years now, Harry and Meghan have dominated the media cycles. William stayed silent. Now he's preparing to let action speak louder than any press release. The next stage, insiders believe, is a full recalibration of who gets counted as senior royals. There's already been a quiet reshuffling of roles within the firm. Public duties have been redistributed. Events are increasingly focused on William, Catherine, and their children. It's the visual rollout of the next era, a monarchy stripped down, streamlined, and future-facing. And Harry and Meghan? Nowhere in sight. What's striking is that William's approach seems to mirror the old-school mindset of his grandfather, Prince Philip. Tough, no nonsense, bound by duty above emotion. A source even called him Philip II, the disciplinarian, the enforcer, the one who won't hesitate to make difficult choices if it means protecting the crown's long-term future. Which is why the possibility of stripping titles and dukedoms isn't just about punishment. It's about reasserting control over the monarchy's image and legacy. Public opinion in the UK appears to be shifting too. Early sympathy for Harry and Meghan has thinned. Repeated media appearances, contradictions in their stories, and perceived attacks on the institution have alienated many who once rooted for them.
William, who has always been seen as more reserved and measured, is now viewed by many as the stable one, the one who stayed, endured, and carried the weight of the crown with dignity. The real question now is how far William is willing to go. Will he stop at removing titles, or is this the start of a broader royal reset? Some believe the end goal is to redraw the public's image of the monarchy entirely, young, streamlined, scandal-free, and rooted in tradition. And in that vision, there's no room for ex-royals who fuel drama from afar. What's certain is this: the royal family is approaching a crossroads, one where loyalty, legacy, and leadership will collide. And when the dust settles, Prince William doesn't just want to be seen as the man who inherited the throne, he wants to be remembered as the one who saved it. And if that means cutting ties with his own brother to protect the monarchy's future, he's already made peace with it. In the end, this isn't just a story about two brothers. It's about the future of the monarchy itself. Prince Harry chose a path of exposure, emotion, and defiance. Prince William chose silence, patience, and now, decisive action. And those choices have brought the royal family to a breaking point. For William, the stakes couldn't be higher. He isn't just preparing to inherit a crown. He's preparing to rebuild its foundation, piece by piece, in a world that is less forgiving, more demanding, and always watching. To him, protecting the monarchy means drawing lines that cannot be crossed, even if that means drawing them against his own brother. Harry may continue to believe that his truth will vindicate him, but William appears just as convinced that history will vindicate his strategy. Silence may have been misunderstood before, but soon, silence could give way to action that speaks louder than any interview, book, or documentary ever could. The truth is, there's no going back. Not anymore. The olive branches are gone. The doors are closing. And when Prince William finally steps onto the throne, it won't just mark the reign of a new king. It may also mark the end of Harry and Meghan's chapter in the royal story, erased, outcast, and left behind in the name of protecting the crown. Because sometimes survival isn't about reconciliation. It's about choosing the institution over the individual, the legacy over the family. And if William truly is prepared to go nuclear, then the message to the world is clear. The monarchy will not be destroyed from within, not on his watch.